I remember sleeping on the floor, mama, she was broke. Was taking showers in the cold. And I remember seeing niggas sell dope, buying cars and clothes. So that's the only thing I know. We had no house, no lights, no car. We ain't had no food.
So I'm gonna start saying, well, I've been kind of saying it, but I'm gonna start like singing it. When I be like, when I'm reacting to a video or something, or just in general, when I say it, I'll be like, you got all of that. I'm gonna start saying, hey, you got all that, you got all that. Vocals, what is you talking about? Come see me. What you make? You got all that, you got all that. You know? I really wish like singing or rapping came naturally to me, or like I developed it at an early age, because I am a hell of an entertainer. Like, I love entertaining. So, and I know, like, if I was to sing or rap at a concert, it'd probably not, no cap. It will probably be like one of the best concerts y'all will ever go to, hands down. I'm not saying the best concert, but one of the best concerts. Just saying. I will put on a hell of a show. Every show. No matter how big or how small.
Started when Mary, a bus driver from one of the local schools, received a letter in the mail. It was addressed to her specifically. It said, "I know you're having an affair with the school superintendent. It had better stop. I know where you live. I've been observing your house and know you have children.
Jesus.
This is no joke. Please take it serious."
You got it? I got you.
The letter was postmarked Columbus, Ohio. There was no return address or signature. No clues as to who had sent it. Not sure what to make of it, Mary simply chose to ignore this letter.
Wow.
Then.
Wow. Even if they said, even though in the letter it said this is no joke, I mean, come on. Like, you receive something like that in the mail, like, that's very specific. Like, that's not random. That's like, and even if somebody did, like, even if that was true about you, and somebody just randomly did that or like sent that to you, just like out the blue, not knowing nothing about, like they just randomly typed that, not knowing nothing about you, like, either way, like, if that was a joke or not, even though it said this is no joke, you gotta take that with everything. Like, you gotta, man. That's where it starts. That's where the clucking starts. You ignoring that, that's where it starts. And I'm sorry. It only goes down from here.
1 week later, she received another with a similar threatening tone. Mary told no one about the letters she was receiving.
Who the hell is that?
No one, that is, until her husband Ron was also sent one. The letter told him that his wife was having an affair, and that if he didn't stop it, his life would be in grave danger. Yeah, someone was threatening his life for his wife's supposed affair. Not exactly the kind of letter you want to read over breakfast. Well, Mary denied the alleged affair, assuring her husband that he was the only man for her. As such, Ron too chose to ignore the letters.
She capping.
Not long after,
she cheating.
Ron received a second letter. "You've had 2 weeks and done nothing. Make her admit the truth and inform the school board. If not, I will broadcast it on posters, signs and billboards until the truth comes out."
Wow.
Mary and Ron were getting scared now. Ultimately, the couple decided to confide in the 3 people closest to them. Ron's sister, her husband, Paul Fresher, and Paul's sister.
In cahoots.
Mary thought she had an idea about who was behind the whole thing, and the group as a whole decided to start sending letters back to that person, ordering them to stop their harassment. Well, this tactic seemed to work at first. The ominous letters stopped arriving. Then, one evening, on August 19th, 1977, while at home with the kids, Ron received a fateful call. Nobody knows exactly what was said in the call, or even who was on the other end of the line, but Ron knew. After he hung up the phone, Ron was angry, upset, and in a hurry. He said to his children, "I'm going to confront the letter writer. He said he's watching our house right now."
Oh shit.
Ron grabbed his pistol, rushed outside, got into his pickup truck, and sped off to where he thought the writer was. Minutes later, Ron was found dead behind the wheel of his vehicle.
Shit.
His truck.
You see? He would have never got clucked up if he was wearing a whole Adidas tracksuit. Just saying. He got two lines going down the middle. Going down his tracksuit suit. What's the brand of that? Adidas? Is it Adidas? All I'm saying is, and I know he had on Adidas shoes too. But look, all I'm saying, he would have never got clucked up like that if he had on a full Adidas track suit with some Adidas 17,000s. Just saying. Just look at that. Look, like he got clucked. He clucked up. Oh my God. When are people going to learn that Adidas is just like, it gets you out of cluck situations? Like, that was on you too. That was all on you. Like, I don't feel nothing for you. You chose to get that Adidas tracksuit, but didn't choose to get the Adidas tracksuit.
It crashed into a tree.
God damn.
He'd perished on impact. The weirdest part? He had fired off a round from his car before it crashed. To this day, nobody knows who he was firing at, or even exactly where he took the shot. Now, obviously, foul play was originally suspected, but Ron's demise was later ruled as an accident by the sheriff. According to him, Ron had been drinking and was 1.5 times over the legal driving limit when he fatally crashed his vehicle. That didn't make much sense to anyone, seeing how Ron rarely ever drank, and his family, who had just seen him minutes before his supposed accident, said that he hadn't had a drink all day.
They in cahoots.
Soon, many people in the Circleville community also started receiving anonymous letters, accusing the sheriff of a cover-up. So, at this point, we have a lot of questions to ask. Was Ron's untimely fate really an accident? Who had he fired the shot at? Why would the sheriff try and cover up the truth? And who was sending these letters accusing him of a cover-up anyway?
Damn.
Surely, if the Circleville writer was responsible for Ron's death, he'd be more than happy for the truth to be concealed, wouldn't he? Was there perhaps more than one letter writer? Well, brace yourselves. It only gets weirder and darker from here. After Ron had sadly perished, his wife Mary continued to receive letters from the writer. That's when Mary's resolve finally broke. She came clean to everyone, admitting that she and the school superintendent were indeed having an affair, but claimed that it started after she started receiving the letters. Not sure anyone's buying that, but let's roll with it for now. Mary kept her job bus driving for the school, and even though it was too late to save her husband's life, she hoped that now she'd admitted the truth, maybe, just maybe, the torment would stop. Of course, things only got worse. Somebody started putting up signs all along her bus route. Signs with threatening messages for all of the community to see. Upon seeing one of those signs one day, Mary became enraged and went to tear it down. Much to her surprise, the sign was booby-trapped. There was a small pistol inside a box with a wire attached to the trigger. It was designed so that when she pulled the sign down, it would shoot her. Luckily, because of the angle Mary tore it down from, it didn't go off. Investigators examined the side of the weapon. Someone had tried to rub off the serial number on the side, but they hadn't done a good enough job. They were able to trace it back to its owner, Mary's brother-in-law, Paul Fresher, who had just split up with his wife, Ron's sister. Confused? I know I am, but let's keep going.
I'm not confused.
According to Paul, the pistol was indeed his, but he said he hadn't seen it in a long time, claiming it had been stolen from him.
Really?
A likely story, thought the authorities. Despite having a solid alibi, Paul stood trial for attempting to slay his sister-in-law. He was found guilty and sentenced to 7 to 25 years behind bars.
I mean, that's great that, you know what I mean, like, he's doing time and whatnot. Well, he should be doing like a lot longer than that, because, I mean, you killed a person. But what is with that gap? 7 to 25 years? Like, I can see we said like 20 to 25 years. 7 to 25 years? What is the purpose of having a big ass gap? You should have just said like 7 or 25, not 7 to 25 years. That doesn't make, what, really?
Everyone assumed the Circleville writer had finally been unmasked, and that the letters would stop coming. Well, they didn't. In fact, they started coming more frequently and appearing in many mailboxes across central Ohio. It was impossible for Paul to be sending all of these letters from solitary confinement. All of the letters were postmarked Columbus, even though Paul was locked up in Lima. Even Paul himself was receiving letters. Paul remained a model prisoner for 7 years, hoping to get out early for good behavior. When his first hearing came around, he was denied parole. They said it was because of all of the letters he was sending, even though it was obvious he wasn't the one sending them. After being denied parole, Paul himself received one final letter while in jail. The writer, whoever he was, taunted him. "Now when are you gonna believe you aren't gonna get out of there? I told you 2 years ago. When we set 'em up, they stay set up. Don't you listen at all?" These unsettling lines make it sound as if the writer was someone with a lot of power and influence. The writer also used the word "we," suggesting the letters may have been coming from multiple people, or even a group or organization. It later came to light that a vital piece of evidence wasn't mentioned at Paul's trial. On the day Mary went to tear down the booby trap, only 20 minutes before she did so, another bus driver saw a man standing beside the rig sign. A yellow El Camino, likely the man's car, was parked nearby. When he saw the driver's bus approaching, he turned around to hide his face. His description doesn't match that of Paul Fresher. There was never any attempt to follow up on that lead. Eventually, the letters finally stopped, and Paul was granted parole after serving 10 years of his sentence.
Hell no.
He maintained his innocence all the way up until he passed away in 2012. Some of you will certainly remember the popular TV show Unsolved Mysteries. It had a variety of different faces hosting the show over the years, but the core premise remained the same. They'd do deep dives into some of the most interesting unanswered mysteries the world had to offer. Name says it all, really. Well, back in 1993, when Robert Stack was hosting the show, they planned to do a segment on the Circleville writer case. Before the segment aired, the Unsolved Mysteries team received a threatening postcard in the mail.
Jesus.
It read, "Forget Circleville, Ohio. If you come to Ohio, you El Sickos will pay." Signed, the Circleville writer. Whoever the writer was, he was, and perhaps is, still out there. Despite the ominous warning, the station went ahead and aired the episode. It resulted in no new leads, and the identity of the Circleville writer remains unknown.
Either it was the brother-in-law's wife or the girl, the main girl. Because I don't really see any other people in this story. So all I saw was the main girl, her husband, now dead. The brother-in-law, dead. And his wife. And a news reporter. And the other person that was in the shadows. But I'm just saying, it could have just been either the main girl or the brother-in-law's wife. That's all I'm saying. Like, I doubt that, and like those are like the only ones that I saw. So yeah, it was either one of them two, or it could have been both, trying to get rid of their husbands. Same. You gotta read between. Wait, no, yeah. You gotta read the fine print within the fine print. Got that from what's his name? Got that from Timmy Turner. Does Timmy Turner not Timmy Turner? I got that from Fairly Odd Parents. There we go. Does Fairly Odd Parents and Jimmy Neutron still do like reruns, or is it like brand new? They need to bring back Jimmy Neutron, cause I would love to see like them like a little bit older, or like, yeah, I would love to see them now with the same voice actors back when the show was on, but now seeing the Jimmy Neutron characters like grown up, like Rugrats all grown up, but like Jimmy Neutron and them all grown up, but still use the same still use the same voice actors. That'd be dope. And like the same directors and same animators and all of that. Like, the only thing that really changed about the show now, if they was to do it again, will be the literal voice actors. You know? So that'd be dope. But yeah, I think I just solved this. It's not set in stone, but I think I just solved it. Keep cool, keep classy, and I love you. Stay happy, my family.